Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast with Core 4 Complete Fitness. Your episode is starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, peoples. Happy Wednesday to you all. Hopefully you guys had a great Memorial Day and a great long weekend. Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast. If you could do us a small favor, guys, before we get going into today's topic, if you could please hit the subscribe button, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on any app. Our camera fell. There's a little subscribe button. If you press it, you'll get notified when we drop a new episode, so that way you can get everything in real time. Now, today, and just like we have for the past few years, guys, every Monday we do a workout called the Murph. A lot of gyms across the United States do it. It's a 1 mile run. It's 100 pull-ups or rows, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then you do another mile run. You're meant to do it all with a 30-pound weight vest on. If you do it just with your body weight, that's fine. We give you options to modify stuff too. You can do a half Murph, a full one, a modified one. But basically the goal for this, guys, is just to get through the workout. And with a lot of our members, and even myself, the first time I did it, you look at this daunting task and you're like, oh my God, this is going to suck. But then all of a sudden you get halfway through it, or you get, 70, 80% done, and you're like, oh my gosh, the light at the end of the tunnel is here. I'm actually going to complete this. And there's a lot of people that we had that had their first year a couple days ago. And they were like, you know what, call it fun or call it whatever you want to call it. But they go, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And I actually enjoyed the process. But how this ties into today's podcast is, a lot of us, whether it be fitness related, health related, you're starting a diet, you're going to the gym, you're repairing your house, whatever the case may be, a lot of us look at this hard equation or hard thing that we have to do, and it prevents us from actually completing the task. And 9 times out of 10, we get stuck in the moment and we get stuck in procrastination mode, and we think this is going to be terrible, this isn't going to be fun. But then you get halfway through a project or the process, and you go, you know what, this isn't actually as bad as I thought it was, or I'm much more capable than I thought I was, or I'm much more able to, maybe you find out you're good at something that you never knew that you did. But instead of looking at these things as tasks where they're going to defeat you or they're going to be challenging, look at them as opportunities to kind of discover things about yourself. And you'll be amazed at kind of the person that comes out on the other side. The goal for this is not to beat anybody, guys, for the Murph workout. It's not to show anybody up. It's simply more of like a mental battle, really, than it is a physical one. It's to kind of prove to yourself that you're able to do difficult, hard things when you have to get pushed to that limit.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite workouts because it's one of those just never ending. It's just never ending. And it seems very manageable. You go, and you can break it up however you want. For those unfamiliar, you do a mile, like you said. The only rule is that the mile needs 1 mile needs to happen before the workout. 1 mile needs to happen after the workout. They need to be the bookends. Other than that, you can do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, however you want to. And so everybody, breaks it up however you want. This year I did 20 rounds. The reason I did 20 rounds, not because I wanted to do 20 of anything, but because I knew pull-up wise, I needed to keep the reps small. And so if I do 20 sets of 5, I can manage that. And there's not going to be the point when I'm just staring at the bar. Now, of course, there still is, but it's like 13, 14 rounds in, and then I just have to tuck through that little wall. Where other people will do 10 rounds, because you go, I can do 10 rounds, whatever, it's no big deal. But then 10 pull-ups gets very, very challenging, and then you start breaking them up into a bunch of smaller sets anyway to get to 10. And then push-ups, you have to do 20 of them, so that's a lot too, where 10 push-ups I just did the whole time pretty consistently. Obviously, at some point I broke up. Anyway, the point is, it's a long, grueling workout no matter how you slice it. I had to do 20 rounds, so it was 20 rounds. It took forever. I'm sitting there, and I get it to round like 9, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing pretty good, but I can't believe I'm not even halfway through all of these. And then you get to round like 12, and you go, okay, I've done this 12 times. This is a lot, and I still have 8 to go. The mental battle starts. And every year is the same. You finish it. And this year was very not competitive for me. I was, chatting with people throughout it. I took a picture with in the middle of it. I had people coming in and out of the gym that I was kind of explaining how it worked throughout it. I wasn't running the mile as fast as I could. I was just completing the mile. So it was a very leisurely way, but I've done it with a vest on. I've done it super competitive. I've done it unfractioned or however they call it, where you do 100 pull-ups first, then 200 push-ups, then 300 squats, which is definitely the hardest way to do it. Um, I've done all the different challenges, and the point is every single time it ends up being the same exact mental hurdle, and that is my favorite part about fitness. That it has nothing. It doesn't matter if you're overweight, underweight, skinny. It sounds so cliche or whatever. It's everyone. You're just doing it for the sake of this is hard, and look what we're all doing. We're still doing it no matter what. I don't care if what you look like, and that really remains true at the end of the day. No matter what, like we're training. We don't train people to be skinny. We train fitness. I don't care what you look like at all. I want you to be fit. So when you come to the gym, we're practicing being fit. And an exercise or a workout like the Murph just preaches that. It's how fit are you? Can you do 2 miles bookended around all of these body weight reps? Even if there's bands, even if it's modified, even if it's kneeling push-up, even if it's, squats aren't as low, even with whatever. Is it going to challenge you? Yes. Is it going to be daunting? Yes. Are you going to do it? Yes. And it's like, okay, then why are we so hung up on the scale? Why are we so hung up on the way clothes fit? Why are we so hung up on our image? Like, you can do that shit. And you should be proud of that. Because there was a lot of people still in bed during this time, right? And you woke up and you did it. And I think that is it's my favorite part about it, no matter what. Because all different shapes, sizes, ages came in and did the Murph. We probably had 60, 70 people there, would you guess? It was a lot.
Yeah, this was the biggest one we did.
It was a lot.
But
And it's all
like you said,
friends. It's people who have never worked out. It's people who just started working out. It's friends of friends. It's all different. Go ahead, sorry.
no, the great thing about it is, like you said, it's not like we're telling everybody you have to deadlift 300 pounds or you have to bench press this amount of weight. It's either, like you said, if it's 10 pull ups or rows, 20 push ups, 30 squats, it's all basically body weight. And you just have to keep telling yourself, I have a little bit more in the tank. I have a little bit more in the tank. And sure, it's easy to get through the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds. But then to look and go, oh my gosh, I got 8 more of these or 7 more of these or 6 more of these. But you keep reminding yourself, okay, just do one more set. You can do 10 more rows or pull-ups. You can do 20 more push-ups and you can do 30 more squats. No matter if it takes you 2 minutes or 1 minute. But I know that you have this little bit extra in you. And then by the time it's said and done, it kind of does reprogram your brain where you're like, I had a whole lot more to give in the tank than I thought that I did. And then you apply that kind of on a day-to-day basis,
Right.
where you're like, well, if I can do this when I thought I was tired, what else can I do when I think that I'm tired?
Right.
But that's the great thing about it is no matter like what your fitness level is, you can apply it to any person, any place, anytime, and just go. You don't need equipment. You need your body in a bar or a set of straps, and you can do the entire workout.
Right.
And if you look at it as this mentally daunting thing and you go, I have to do 100 of these, 200 of these, and 300 of these, oh my gosh, this is never going to end. But when you just start the process, that number gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And then before you know it, you're like, sweet, I got one more round to go for a quick jog outside, and I'm pretty much good to go.
Yeah, and when you don't have the choice, you don't give yourself the option of if I do this or not. Everyone got there, knew they were going to finish. And it was just like, okay, we're just going to do it. And it's just, you're there with your friends, and you rest when you need to, and you laugh when you need to, and you grab some water when you need to, and you dance. I saw one chick just dancing in the middle of it. And it's like, whatever this is what it is.
Whatever gets your mind off of it.
This is what it is. And I love, a lot of people's mindset of the gym is walking in and be this thinnest person there. Like, that is so, I love how just absent all of that is. Be the youngest, thinnest, hottest person there. That is the best person in the gym. Bullshit. This is about fitness. This is about how strong are you up here and here to be able to just do this. And at what pace can you do it? And how determined are you? Like, that's what being fit is. It doesn't matter what you look like at all. And it's such an, every year, I always get reminded of the same thing. And I hope if people were new to it this year in our gym or all around any gym, it's a very popular thing. Hope it unlocked that to them. And when you go to the gym, that old deterrent of, well, I don't look like the other people. I hope that's just gone out of your mind, because you go, yeah, but these guys can't do what I did. They can't do that. It gets that, puts a little chip on your shoulder, gets you a little ego boost. I love that. I think there's a balance, and a lot of people just in the name of being humble don't act that way, which is good.
Kind of give themselves like a pat on the back when they need it.
Because if you walk around all arrogant and cocky, no one likes that either. That's awful. But if you save it and keep it private for a time when you need it, it can really help you out of some bummer situations, And it's, there were people, how old's our oldest member? I don't want to shout out anybody's name, but
we'll say 70s.
Yeah, they were there. They were there and they completed it. Right?
Yeah. But like we touched on with like last podcast, how when you are stuck in your bubble, you don't realize the outside world. And you see the same people and you compare yourself to a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. But I challenge any 70-year-old that isn't an avid gym goer to try to do that workout. If they haven't gone to the gym in 5 years or 10 years, you'd be miserable. But when you have 70-year-olds working out with the same workout as 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and they're able to complete it, I mean, that's a testament to itself at what good a shape you're in.
Right. There's people that wouldn't dream about it. You're right. I had this really good experience while we were doing this, and we were both on pull-ups at the same time, and this guy, he's a Wixom member, and he was like, I have 70 pull-ups to go. I don't know how I can do it. I don't think I can do it. And it was just like, okay, well, I'm doing sets of 5, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to be over here for 2 minutes doing my other stuff, and when I come back, and sure as shit, we chipped away, and next thing you know, he goes, okay, I'm done. I'm doing my mile. It's like, literally, this whole idea changed in
I can't.
the 10-minute span of us just suffering together in a weird way of, I don't know how I'm going to do this, to, wow, I did it. It's like, yes, you can do 100 single pull-ups. Do a pull-up, stand there, stare at the bar for 30 seconds. Do a pull-up, stand there, stare at the bar. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're not trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon here. You're just trying to do something. And anybody who's been an avid gym goer, who has the understanding of their body and how to tax yourself, that is what being fit is. And so much of it is the mental hurdle.
And like you said, with the trying to make yourself as skinny as possible, that workout would be grueling if you didn't have any like muscle tissue or you resistance trained. If you were a 110-pound beanpole that couldn't do a pull-up or a row, you had to do 2 push-ups and stop because you never do push-ups, or your legs are fried. Yes, I mean, that would be 10 times tougher, but having, not that we're super competitive, but just making sure that you have like a baseline all year that you go, this is my kind of standard that I set for myself. Sometimes it might slack off a little bit. Some days you might be great. But again, maintaining that baseline makes things like the Murph, or if you're running a 5K or something, you always have that base of threshold where you're like, okay, this workout is going to be challenging, yes, but do I know that I'm going to get through it? Absolutely.
Right.
But I think it would almost be more difficult if you were constantly, like if you're underfeeding yourself, if you're not training, if you're not strong,
Oh,
there'd be no way.
absolutely. I think that's an interesting point. We should have, I'm wondering if there were people who learned that, unfortunately, the hard way this time because they were under fueled, like they didn't eat. I woke up, Rowan woke me up at like midnight. It's like 11:30, and I just stayed awake. He went back to sleep, and I was just awake, and I just had a PB&J because I was like, I got the Murph in 6 hours, because I got there
Yeah.
early, and my thought was I was gonna get it done before everybody. That of course didn't happen, so I did it integrated with everybody. It was like at midnight the night before. I'm not just having PB&Js at midnight when I'm not doing this, but the mindset is I got a big, long, taxing workout upcoming, and that's a way to look at food and fuel. Like it's supposed to be fueling you, supposed to be, and then it's not a midnight peanut butter and jelly, which is like the calories, other blah. It's like I could give two, what's about the calories. I have a big
Gas it
thing.
up the tank, baby.
Yeah, I gotta do shit tomorrow. Just like I drank a ton of water the night before and I stayed away from the booze. It wasn't because I was worried about my calories or being healthy or didn't want to drink. It was like, no, tomorrow's gonna feel bad if I don't cover my bases now, right? And so, and I'm not saying you had to do that, but if you were somebody who was really in the competitive world or a professional athlete or whatever, you would need to do that. And we can take those principles and apply it to our everyday life. You are somebody who wakes up and goes to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. If you want to have a good workout, thus getting better results, thus challenging yourself more, thus burning more calories, thus getting more muscle breakdown, all of the stuff that goes into fitness, you gotta prepare yourself.
Heat.
You gotta prepare yourself. You need to make sure you're properly fueled and not just eating whatever you want, when you want it, how you want it. Maybe you don't hydrate this day, and maybe you don't. It doesn't have to be as, and it's not focused on skinny. It's focused on fit. I love it. It's one of my favorite days of the year, no matter what. It's weird because it's like a day off, and in our gym world, it's a day we have to work, but it does feel 0% like work. I love it.
No,
So
it's
fun.
very lax. It's very chill.
You come in, you get started when you want. Coaching is very minimal because it's just 3 things that everyone who's come in has done. If they've not done it, we of course address them, but it's all people who want. And it's daunting. So people who are like new to the gym or don't know what it is, they don't want to come, which is understandably. But the goal is by next year, you'll want to. And that's what it is.
You settle the nerves. I
Yeah.
think I was telling you on Monday, but all like the past 4 weeks, I've been just hitting pull-ups pretty much every other day, just so when I did the Murph, they wouldn't be like completely foreign.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this will be great. My time's going to be awesome. I'm going to beat my time. And then hockey Saturday just got a slap shot ripped off the back of my leg.
Yeah. Ouch.
And hit my leg, fell, whacked my elbow on the ice, threw my back out at the same time. So in like a half a second, my like whole body just exploded, and I'm like, ah! With like 5 minutes to go. And I was like, God, the Murph is gonna suck. But same thing. I was like, okay, if I skip it, I'm never gonna live it down. I'm like, even if I have to walk part of the run or go at a very slow jog, I'm like, I can check it off and say that I got it done.
And that's
And
what
kind of work around the stuff.
and
Everybody's got their shit.
that's what differs for everybody. If you're somebody who's super fit and in their prime, you want to do it for time. Like I said, I've had a time when I wanted to see how fast I could do it, and I was timing myself, and I was really curious. And the thing is, either way, it's hard. Obviously, if you're doing it for time, it's harder. Just the whole cardio aspect, you're just burning yourself up. But it's not that it was easy. I was still dying while doing it yesterday. I mean, I took it at leisurely pace, if you want to call it that. Because like I said, I moved over the bars. I was chit chatting with people. I took a picture. I grabbed some water. There wasn't
I
just
just got to redline this the whole
no,
time.
not at all. When I was running, I wasn't trying to run hard. I was actually running like to just kind of settle down. Especially the second mile, which sucks. It's one of the worst parts. You're just running, and I was just trying to just keep moving, breathe, find your breathing, keep moving. There's a lady who's opening the business, the indoor dog park, like right next to the Wixom gym, and I stopped, just like in the middle of my last lap, and been like, "What are you guys doing? Welcome. My name's Evan. I'm at Core 4." So it's like I wasn't, but it was still hard.
Sprinting past everybody.
And it was still very hard, and I'm still very sore today, and got some great fitness in, and feel accomplished. I definitely feel accomplished. Didn't feel like I was like, yeah, but I took it. No, that's hard. And most people did not do that yesterday. So if you did it in any capacity, whether it's modified, rows, or whatever, you should be proud of that. It's cool.
Pat on the back for yourself. Like I said, as much as it's a physical workout,
it's a mental one.
Probably 95% mental.
It is.
Just telling yourself you can do it.
Because it's all stuff you don't want to do. Like the pull-ups and push-ups are two exercises that when they're gone, they're gone. You can fake your way through squats. You can do 1,000 air squats and you'll be 500 in and you don't want to do anymore, but you can keep reloading and doing 5.
Or do like quarter squats. Where you're like, I'm kind of doing them.
Right. But push-ups and pull-ups, when that muscle group is done, you can't fake it anymore. You can't get, all of a sudden you can't do one pull-up anymore, and you can't do one push-up anymore. So it's grueling, but that's what's so good about it. And look at that.
Getting it done, baby.
0 equipment besides a pull-up bar. No weights, don't need anything. Just move.
Your arms and legs is all that's needed.
Yep.
But what else, people? I think that's all we got for you today. Basically, don't run from hard stuff. You guys are much more capable than you give yourself credit for sometimes. You're much stronger than you give yourself credit for sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though things look daunting, even though things look challenging, a lot of that is just the mind games that we play on with ourselves. But look for hard things. Do hard things. They're good for you.
Love it.
That is all, peoples. Have a great last week of May, and we'll see you in June.
I'll probably have a baby by next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're in the danger zone right now. When's her actual due date? Friday?
June 2nd. So next Monday.
Oh, damn. We'll see. It may be a solo one for Mr. Corey.
Might be.
Keep us in the loop, baby. The last single father podcast. There'll be 2 of them next time.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Adios.